This is how you actually get everything you want. The mind wants so badly to know the future. It wants to know everything that's going to happen because it doesn't want to make any mistakes. It doesn't want to take the wrong turns. It wants to know where we're going to live. It wants to know what kind of job we're going to be working. It wants to know what relationship we should be in. And it just wants to try to figure out everything that would be best for us, right? But the thing is that the mind is speaking the language of the ego. And that's not always what would be most favorable for us. Maybe it's the way to put it. Just thinks about like, what would be the smartest decision for us? What would be the smartest move? What makes sense? But that's not what's gonna get you what you want. I've done a lot of that, I can tell you that. And personally, I always thought that was my strength. And it is, to a certain degree, in the right situations and, regarding the right things. But when it comes to, like, getting everything that I want and getting further into alignment and a life of purpose and joy, excitement, and fulfillment, that's not the right compass. There's a big difference between the ego and the heart/intuition. And it's as soon as you can tap into your heart and intuition where magical things start to happen. So let me explain from my personal life and journey. For the longest time, I was always looking into breaking down my goals, making a list of it. How do I want my life to look like? How do I do this? How do I manifest? How do I find success in my business and make money as an entrepreneur and get more freedom and all of this kind of stuff. And that's great with the methodology there. But what I kind of forgot to ask was, what does my intuition say? Like, what does my actual gut feeling say? Because I think for a long time, because I played tennis on a high level and a high level as an athlete in general, we get used to, or I got trained in a way that, no matter what I feel, I'll do it anyway. Don't feel like training, don't feel like waking up early, don't feel like whatever, do it anyway. So it became like, don't listen to your emotions. And that's not a good thing. Because, sure, you might have emotions on a daily, temporary level, like you wake up in the morning and you feel tired, or you come home after work and you feel tired and you feel like, oh, I just want to chill and relax and watch Netflix. That's fine sometimes because you need to recharge. But I'm talking your feelings in a more of a long-term basis, on like a weekly or monthly basis. That kind of tells you that, oof, I have the dream and aspiration about living life in this way. But then the mind starts like, well, that's not possible right now. Like, you can't just like pack up your things and live the van life and start traveling Europe or start traveling here and here, which is, I think, quite common these days. Of a lot of people have that kind of dream. They want to start traveling, right? Because that would result in like them quitting their 9 to 5 and have to start a business and have to generate income remotely and so forth. And they don't see how that would be possible. But that is the thing that will get you everything you want. And it doesn't matter that you don't know how that would look like or how that would happen. All that you need to know is that you need to sit down and feel into, where does my curiosity go? Where does my excitement go? And another example that has happened recently for me, right? Maybe not recently, but okay, last 3 years of my life, I was like, I want to go to Bali and live there and work from there and try to figure out and grow an online business. And then relationships in between, partner that didn't have a remote job. So I was like, no, I can't do that right now. But then eventually COVID was done and we bought a one-way ticket to Asia. And the relationship had been shaky for a while and we broke up. And I stayed. I was heartbroken, but I stayed. Let me stay for another month, I said. And then another month. Because I figured, hey, I always wanted to live and travel from these kind of places. So here I am. Why take my time before I go back, right? But then it dawned on me, like, what am I doing? This is what I always wanted. Why don't I explore for a longer term basis, like maybe 3-4 months? And so I did. And the more and more I was here, I fell in love with the place and realized this has everything I value. And it's been a blessing in disguise that the breakup and the relationship eventually took me here, and here I am. And it feels like, yeah, maybe I should be here. Long story short, I've been living here for 1.5 years now. I've been growing an online business. I've been checking off the boxes of all my dreams with financial location, time freedom. And then the new cycle begins of like, I need to listen into my intuition and excitement again. And that told me, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm terrible in front of the camera. I want to start a podcast. Is this really the right time? Doesn't make sense. Like, podcasting is time consuming. It's money consuming as well. Like, a lot of resources going into it, whether renting studios and hiring video editors to edit the video and the audio, and short form clips to distribute on all the platforms, right? Softwares, all of, not to mention like finding guests and be consistent week after week and doing the research and coming up with great questions. So a lot of resources is the point there. And my mind was once again blabbling of like why this might not be the smartest choice. But at this point in my life, I learned that, and I have a track record of it, every time I listen to the excitement and I listen to my intuition of what I actually want to do, whether that is shooting videos like this, speaking my truth and bringing in amazing people to a podcast and have a one-on-one deep conversation about anything that fascinates me, that lights my soul, right? And I could do that forever. I ask myself, what are some things that not only can I consider myself doing that for the next 10 years, but for my whole life, my whole lifetime? That's when, the excitement and curiosity is so big that that's probably what you should go after. And honestly, the rest will follow. In some magical way, it's like you're telling the universe and the source and consciousness overall that I'm ready to close these doors and I'm ready to open and welcome whatever comes out of these new doors. I'm ready to receive with these new things. Super important. So, with this video, I urge you, as always, try to search for further alignment. And what further alignment means is follow your curiosity, follow your excitement, follow your gut feeling and intuition. And that is how you will be able to get everything you want in life by now starting to create your desired reality. Because that is how manifestation, law of attraction, all of these kind of things work. One final thing I would say is also, if you want more proof, go and listen to my podcasts with the guests that I'm bringing in there, and you will see a theme. You will see a theme between all the people, how they're explaining their life journey on like the decisions that they made from like their teenage years to their 20s to their 30s. And you will see that they started off with something, kept on pivoting until they actually finally ended up with doing things that were more in alignment with them and they were excited about, but maybe didn't make sense at the time. And then things expanded and unfolded from there into something really magical. And they're now living a great life, whether that's here in Bali or somewhere else, but they're having a lot of freedom and they're, yeah, quote unquote, successful and happy and fulfilled people. If this message resonates, give it a thumbs up. Maybe a comment below if you feel a calling to do so. And I'll see you in another video, guys.